Hello, this is Builder Elephant, and for Christmas I got what I hope are the 12 Dungeon & Dragon minifigures. I know I'm a little late to the game here and they're already getting the new series out, but I don't buy a lot of LEGO anymore. I kind of have to wait for gift-giving seasons to get them, so I'm very excited to get the Dungeon & Dragon sets. Let's open them up and make sure we got a complete set. Let's open up our first box here and see who is inside. And I gotta be honest, I miss the blind bags and the whole feeling process, but I do understand LEGO's need to, or desire to go more environmental. So, all right, looks like we got a little cape piece here. So it's a caped character. And then when I open it, oh, okay, so this is, I forget his name, but this is one of those villains from the Tsar Tom or something like that, but he's one of the major villains in this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the vampire. The vampire, because I remember he's got that goblet. So we've got the vampire in the very first box. Get his long hair on there. And then, of course, you know, gotta have a big old broadsword because it's Dungeons & Dragons. And I'll put the cape on later. But here's our first character. Now, I gotta be honest with you. So I've got 12 of these minifigures for Christmas, but in reality, I got 45 of the minifigures, and what I did was I used my little ear prong here, my earwax remover camera, never use this for your ear, to actually prod the boxes until I found the 12 characters, and I just returned the rest. So that was kind of like the Christmas present. And so how I only got 12 instead of 45. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to use this once, and then we'll just open up the rest of the boxes. But I'll put an affiliate link to this tool. It's actually a great thing. Now, don't go around doing it in the store, but just, you know, buy like 40 of them, come home, find the ones you want, and then just return the rest, and you're not gonna damage the box. So let me get this set up, and we'll be right back, and I'll show you how it works. All right, so I have my little earwax cleaner set up to my camera on my phone. As I move it around, the nice thing is I can actually do picture-in-picture here, so you can see what my camera sees. So I'm gonna flip the box over, kind of squeeze it to find some holes on the end, and there's a hole in the end, so I can stick my probe in there. And then I'm using my instruction manual to see for the pieces I'm using. Now, clearly I didn't open these yet, so I went online, but what we're doing is just kind of moving around. The instruction manual gets in the way, but you can kind of use this to move things around, shake. And as I do that, all right, I can see a headpiece. So we've got a tan headpiece there, a green torso, moving it around. Now, you don't want to be too specific on colors because it is this one little light, so you're looking for other things that might help. So, okay, so now I've got a foot piece, a leg piece with dark green boots and light green. So let's see if we look here. Because of this coloring, I'm thinking it's probably this druid here, but again, I don't like to trust coloring with the camera, so I'm gonna see if I can find something else here to make sure we can guarantee that we know what's inside. And there it is. You saw that bird, and so we've definitely got this character. So let's make sure this is correct. I'm gonna stop the recording, move this off, and see if in fact we did get the druid character. Open it up, big reveal, more cape pieces, and yep, there is the druid character for this series. Now, something I really like, I love that hat. I love the druid's hat. I just love the big old horns on it. I love the stand pieces here with like the dungeon rock base, so I really love that. So I'm gonna clean all this up and then we'll continue opening the other 10 boxes and make sure that this thing did work. Okay, I got the next rest of the box on the table here. Let's just start opening them up and making sure we got all 12 of the Dungeons & Dragons characters. Now, I used to play Dungeons & Dragons back in college, and then I haven't done much as an adult after I got out of college just because of time and money, but I do love the series still. Of course, I'm not up to date on all the characters and stuff and the different things that are going on, but we don't need the instruction manual. But this is the, oh god, I got the little baby dragon. I got the baby dragon, so I think this is like the sorceress. And what is interesting, it actually comes with 2 heads, and I didn't realize that until I had opened, or I was using the camera to figure out what they are. But it comes with 2 heads, which means 4 facial expressions. So I really love this character. mostly because I love the horns. I love this magic piece that we get with it. The horns and the magic piece are really, really cool. And of course, you know, being a creature lover, I love the fact that we get a little baby dragon. So that's a really cool series. That's actually one of the reasons I want to get this series. It's just I loved all the fantastic pieces that it comes with, because like I said, I'm not really up on the mythology anymore of Dungeons and Dragons, but they had some really cool pieces like this guy, the Czar Tom or something. Again, I'm gonna massacre these names because I don't really remember them. I'll figure it out in the review. But this is just I love this headpiece, that evil looking headpiece, and then you've got this the red skull piece, translucent red skull piece here. So I love the pieces in this series. It's just a really cool one. A lot of capes. I think everybody needs a cape when you're doing Dungeons and Dragons. Capes are a very important accessory for superheroes and fantasy characters. But as you can see, we are no duplicates yet. Of course, we're not that deep in, and we did use their camera, so this should be a pretty simple find. Oh, here's the elf bard. So we have the elf bard, another 2 heads. I didn't realize, I guess a lot of these characters are coming with 2 heads. Now, I'm curious. I'm thinking some of these are male and female heads. So I guess rather than making male and female characters, they're giving the option of what character you want to be. And that's my guess. When you get a class of characters like the elf bard versus an actual character like the Lady of Pain, they're probably going to make these characters so you can, which gender do you want to make them? So that's kind of cool. I like that idea, especially with D&D being this playable game, and so that's something I would love to do. I'd love to get I'd love to use these in a game. There's got to be some way to make this, to gamify this series, especially with the sets they're coming out with. Oh, and speaking of Lady of Pain, here's Lady of Pain now, and I love the Lady of Pain headpiece. That's just so awesome. Another thing about the Lady of Pain that I like after I get the skirt piece on and the headpiece. So her head's kind of like a Mandalorian because we don't see her face, so just get a little black headpiece, and then we put her Lady of Pain headgear piece on for actual face. But I like how they have this little clear piece to be like she's floating in the air. Instead of the dynamic stand piece, you get that translucent clear piece, and a lot of small pieces. Gonna have to put that together. Let's see. Oh, the Mind Flare. Okay, I remember the Mind Flare. Back when the series came out, like I said, I don't really buy myself Lego anymore. I really can't afford it with my budget. But when the Mind Flare came out, I was like, you know what, maybe I should just get this character. But oddly enough, it's not because of the Mind Flare being a D&D character. It's because I saw this character and I thought of the Ood from Doctor Who. And I was like, oh, I've already got the Doctor Who set. I've got Weeping Angels. I got a Cyberman. I'd love to get an Ood. So I know the coloring's wrong, but the shape is just right. So I love the Ood. And then of course, just because this is a Mind Flare, not an Ood, we got this little brain creature. I love that. So a lot of fun pieces, a lot of great pieces in this series. Open this up, see who we get. Oh, and this is the Dwarf Barbarian. And let's see if my theory is correct. We're getting boy and girl heads. Yep, 2 heads once again. So we get the male and female heads. So I like that. So when it's a class of creatures, I didn't realize that. So when it's a class of something like bards, elves, dwarves, you get both genders. I think that's fantastic. I like that idea. And I also love with the bard. I'm not a big fan of the bard, but I did love his or her axe. I love that axe, which I put on backwards. But I love that axe. It's such a great piece. This series is gonna. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Creatively, because one, just the mock work that can go on, but also I'm really interested in gamifying this now. All right, so here we've got legs. And oh, this is the eagle, the ranger. I love it. When we were looking, because Builder Cheetah and Builder Kitty were helping me go through these, and actually the first character we saw was his dog. And we was like, wait, what character comes with the dog? And so we found that the dog came with the ranger, and then upon closer inspection, we did finally find the headpiece when we were going through the camera. But I love the fact he's got a dog. So we've got a flying creature piece with a dog. And you know, I'll be doing my research when it comes to the reviews, but I'm curious why he actually got a dog. Is it in mythology? Was it just something funny that LEGO thought they'd do? But yeah, that's one thing I love about doing the reviews for these things, is because, you know, like there's some things, like I know a lot about comic books, I know a lot about Star Wars, but I don't know a lot about D&D anymore. And so I'm looking forward to kind of learning about these characters again. I love doing the research for my reviews. All right, so we got the legs and the torso. So this is the witch, the fun witch character. And it was funny because, again, I'll do the research, but my first instinct when I saw this character was it felt like more like a character playing a witch, like the player, than the witch in the game. But I do like the fact that she gets a spell book. We've gotten a lot of spell books with the Harry Potter series, and with also with the Agatha All Along, which I just actually finished filming. But I'm loving these spell books. They're a lot of fun, especially with those printed tile pieces that we get. And of course, she's got a little cauldron, so she's very classical witchy here, isn't she? All right, so it looks like the camera has steered us well. We got 2 more to go. I'm trying to think of who we're missing. Oh, the Dragon Paladin. It was funny. This is actually the last character that we, one of the last characters we found, and I discovered after this that it's actually one of the more sought after characters, which is funny because, like, I actually was more interested in like the Lady of Pain and those characters, but apparently the Dragon Paladin was very commonly sought. I wonder if it's because of his dragon head, but also his shield with that dragon printing is really cool. I don't know, I never played the Paladins. I always liked to play Rangers and Thieves. But with that piece, the first piece we found was this crystal that goes on top of his staff. That was the first piece we found. Actually, that's actually the piece that Builder Cheetah found. And then he's like, "Yeah, look, it's the dragon because of that crystal." And I realized I forgot his armor on. He can't be a paladin without your paladin armor. And that actually looks a lot better with his head on. So, okay, last one. Who are we missing? I'm trying to remember the series. Who was it? Oh, the Warlock. That's right. You know, we're talking about the pieces, and for the Warlocks, we've got those male and female heads. I actually don't know who I'm grabbing. I'm just grabbing one to kind of put them together quickly. But I think my favorite part of this character was actually the eyeball. That little eyeball for the top of their staff is just awesome. I really think there's gonna be a lot of fun with this piece, more than just for the series. And I keep forgetting. Oh no, I didn't forget the pauldron. Okay, I thought I forgot to put the pauldron on, but it looks like we get 2 of the pauldrons. So that's kind of cool. That's one thing I love. This didn't happen till much later in the series where we actually started getting extra pieces. But I'm really glad we get those extra pieces now. And so I did get my complete set of the Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. Looking forward to having some fun doing some builds, reviews, and thank goodness for this tool, because I'm going to be honest with you, I was not going to go through these and get duplicates at $5 a pack. I'm going to make sure that everyone I buy is a character I need.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.